Hi, it's Crafty Mama with a craft share that I found on Lollipalooza's channel. Now, I showed these clip clicks that I got from the Dollar Tree recently in a haul, and I said I wanted to make flat pens, and that's where I found it on Lollipalooza's channel. But now I need to figure out how to get them apart to get the ink out, and I hope I can do it. I'm trying to figure that out. You got to have the type of pens where you can take the ink out. I think I know. I'm going to pull off. There's a little grippy part here. I'm going to pull that off. And I'm going to save that because I can use it on other pens and pencils. I'm going to take the little clip thing that makes it go up and down off because I think I need to do that. And use my finger, as I'm showing you here in the hole where that was, to push that part up. And yay, I did it. There's my little ink part that I needed, the writing part. So next step, I need to cover it, but I'm going to save these parts for other things. I decided on this first one to use my shiny self-stick tape that's 3 inches wide. Now, she said in her video to cut the strips 12-inch long by 1 inch wide, but I'm using 10 inches long by 1 inch wide and folding it in half because I think that's plenty for the the ink cartridge that I have. I'm leaving there'll be enough at the top, or if I want to do something at the top, I can. So you can use washi, cardstock, whatever you want to use to cover these flat pens. Now, the thing is, after you fold it in half, then you want to center it on one side, just leaving the little pen part, the little nib at the bottom, out at the bottom. And that's what I'm trying to do on this tape. And this tape is like really sticky tape. It's like fly paper. Anybody remember that? Years ago when I was a kid, my mother used to use that when we went camping and things like that. And it really worked, but it was super sticky. And I'm just trying to get it centered in the middle on the one side. And then you just press it down over your pen. And you use your fingers to kind of make sure you just put it down over the pen ink in there so it sticks to it. And that's all I'm doing with my fingers, is showing you how I'm kind of just going on each side of the pen ink. Then I'm going to trim the sides because it's a little uneven. And she says you'll do that. And just to even it up on the sides. And that's what I'm doing here, just to make it look a little better. And then at the bottom, by the writing part, you're going to cut at an angle to give it a nice little look at the bottom. But just be careful. Don't cut off the pen. And don't cut too close to the little nib. I found that out because you need enough of a little bit of sticky at the bottom so your flat pen doesn't come apart. So she said go about 1 inch up. Of course, I'm just doing this eyeballing it. Some people can do that really well. The first time, I need a couple times, and there you go. That's how it looks at the bottom. I'm just going to tweak it a little bit to make it a little more even. And it just makes a cute little tip on your flat pen. And to show you how I decorated my glitter pen, I put a little butterfly embellishment at the top. It's got a flat back ribbon that had the little loops sticking out so you can see it. I think it looks neat. Put a little ribbon hanging down from the butterfly. Decorated the back with some more of the ribbon, outlining it just to kind of offset the glittery part. And I thought it came out really super cute. And I want to make another one. Just be careful what you put on these so they're not too bulky because they're supposed to be flat pens. So on this one, I'm using some of my fabric tape, but I only had 9 inches left, and it's approximately 1 inch wide. And that's okay. I'm going to make this pen just a little shorter. And because it was the end of the roll, it kind of lost its sticky on most of it. So I did add glue so I could put the pen ink in there. And as you see, that's all I'm doing. It's a little tricky in the beginning till it gets tacky. I use tacky glue, Eileen's tacky glue. I suppose you could use the dollar store tacky type glue. That works just as well, I found. And now I'm just trying to cover again the ink, making the pen going up and down on the sides of the ink cartridge, just pressing it in so it sticks to that. And again, like I said, this is a fabric tape that has like the leaf design on it. And I'm going to get it just right and get it to stick together. It becomes tacky pretty quick. I just got to wait 30 seconds or so. So that's how it looks right now. Now I'm at the point where I need to cut the angle on my tip once again. And being careful not to cut through the ink cartridge, of course. And leaving enough, just a little bit around either side of the ink cartridge. So again, so it sticks. And I decided to decorate it this way. I used one of my Sizzix Leaf Trio dies. I made two as a topper. And I wanted them darker, so I used my distress marker of Mowed Lawn to make them darker. And a little leaf punch. And you get the idea maybe where I'm going with this. So here's how I made my leaf pen. And on one side I accented the baby leaves with some Stickles Lime Green to give it a little sparkle. Hopefully you could see that. I thought it came out super cute. I love leaves and twigs and fall things and whatnot. And on this side I just left plain. I didn't use any stickles, but let me show you all the pens I made. I made this Tim Holtz style one with the fabric ruler tape of his. And I added an arrow at the top with some lace. And I kind of just liked the way this looked on its own, just adding the little arrow and some lace at the top. Great for a junk journal. And the next one that I made, I used some old-fashioned magazine paper, and I put Mod Podge over to make it more sturdy. Put a little lace at the top. I Mod Podge a few things on the front of it as well, just for the fun of it. And I really like the vintagey style of that. This one I did with, it was like sort of like fabric ribbon, and it had a little trim on the side of it, and then I added a brad at the top, and I punched out some hearts to dangle off the top of it. This one that I made was just from ribbon also. It's great for like December dailies and things. I just added a brad and a little red yarn at the top of that one. On this one, I used some Once Upon a Time cardstock that had glitter in it and washi that reminded me of leather trim, and I outlined the sides of the pen in that. I thought that looked kind of cool doing that. This one's actually a napkin, a couple layers of a napkin I Mod Podge, and I just put a topper on it with some trim. So there you have it. I used self-stick glitter tape, fabric tape, washi tape, old magazine page, Once Upon a Time glitter cardstock, plaid ribbon, and a napkin. And I used all 8 pens in my package to make myself all these wonderful flat pens that I can now use for my journals, planners, and other things, or to give away or whatnot. So here's a look at all of my 8 pens together. I had fun creating them using different things and just trying different toppers and whatnot on them. I will link Lollipalooza's original video if you want to see what she made. As always, I thank you for watching Crafty Mama.